Well, thank you for joining me today. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your job here at UP3 and what that entails?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Sidra. I am a technical consultant at UP3. So that is working for customers, implementing ServiceNow features for them based on requirements. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Great, thank you. Obviously, you're a technical consultant and you are part of our AI Centre of Excellence here at UP3. Is there any use cases that you and the team have been working on recently that you can share?
So a lot of what we look at in the Centre of Excellence often kind of come from experience, so things that we found that we are struggling with. So one example of this is things like change releases. So that could be when we're implementing something new in ServiceNow and we need to create a new change record. That can be quite a long process, and a lot of that can just be automated in terms of looking up relevant records that you might need that are related to a change. So, for example, things like stories, things like other like incidents or issues that might have occurred that you're going to implement as part of this change. So we've been looking at AI and kind of using that to just create that, like make it more of a streamlined process.
And how have you seen AI be innovatively used by customers, if there are any examples you can give?
ServiceNow obviously has their virtual agent, which they've had for a long, long time. Now with AI, you can kind of take that to the next level. And so we've had customers implement virtual agent with Now Assist, which is virtual agent previously was very... it was great, but it was very kind of, you had to predefine everything, whereas now it's all AI driven. So it's just a lot more like you're speaking to a real agent as opposed to speaking to a bot that's already sort of been given like a script, essentially. So this is more natural. So we've had a couple of customers use that.
For the customers that we use that with, it's better for their customers as well, if you're saying that it's more, natural language and all of that. So the customer benefits as well, the end customer, I should say. And what barriers to AI adoption may companies face, and how would you suggest they move past these?
So with AI, it is currently everywhere. So it's not just in ServiceNow. A lot of other places are using it. So for example, Copilot, ChatGPT, etc. So I think it can be really overwhelming for customers to initially think about not just ServiceNow, but kind of seeing it in even their everyday lives. But I do think the real big challenge is knowing where AI can be used as opposed to just like an automated workflow that already exists. So for example, things that are like manual tasks that customers might have to do at the minute, they might think that needs to be AI driven, but that might not necessarily be AI driven. That could just be a workflow that we could implement for them. So I think the challenge is understanding what does actually require AI and what could be done separately, because you don't want to use AI for AI's sake kind of thing, just because everyone's using it. You want to use it to actually have an impact.
Yeah, to see that return on investment, not just because it's a buzzword at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. And as we mentioned before, you're in the AI Centre of Excellence here at UP3. So as being part of that, what benefits do you think it provides you as a professional, and then obviously in turn our customers?
With the Centre of Excellence, we sort of have weekly meetings, and the whole idea is to keep on top of AI. ServiceNow are producing content so frequently, so it's really the case of making sure we know what's going on in the AI world, and how we can then implement that. A lot of it's quite fun. Obviously, everyone's using AI. Like I said, it's not just within ServiceNow. So if we're kind of using that outside of our work, it's also really interesting to see it within our work as well. So definitely that Centre of Excellence lets us kind of have that time to learn about how you can use AI effectively.
Amazing. And how does that benefit our customers, do you think?
So yeah, I mean, if we're on top of what's going on, we can kind of reduce that. As we were talking about the barriers earlier, we can kind of reduce the overwhelming sensation there is. So we can kind of say, okay, if a customer comes to us and says, I think I need to use AI, we've already got that knowledge to say whether they do need to use AI and how exactly it can help them, as opposed to just, we don't really know it either, so we can just implement it for you. It actually kind of is...
Provide them with examples where it's been used well in the past for the same thing, or perhaps if AI is not needed for that particular use case, then you can help them still, but just not with AI.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. And what's it like working as a technical consultant at UP3?
It is a lot of fun. So at UP3, I think there's so much support, and one of the values is, of course, you know, everyone did something for the first time. I don't know if I've worded that correctly, but that is a value. Yeah. And I think that's really applied, because I often get stressed when you do something new and you're like, oh, I don't know, I've not done this before. But there's so many people that are willing to help. So the other technical consultants, just even engagement managers, things like that. Everyone is so lovely. So you don't ever need to feel the stress. And that just makes you better at your job because you have that support system behind you. So I think that's what I've really valued from UP3.
You're able to find solutions as a team, and it's that teamwork, and you don't have to feel like alone in that stress, I suppose, is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, thank you for today.